on that side too. Well, I do let you get out of here. Who are you picking this weekend on those fights? You got Frankie Edgar's fighting Saturday, and then what's the main event, Corey? Overeem and Volkov?
Yeah, Corey Sandhagen, Frankie Edgar in the co-main, and then Alistair Overeem versus Volkov for the main.
The Edgar fight, I really don't know. To me, I think that's a pick and fight. I don't know how much. You got to realize, guys like Frankie have been through wars, man. How much is it left?
I agree. He's got the most active fight time of all the UFC fighters still in. So,
man. But I don't put anything past him though. But sometimes Father Time can just show up. But I don't know. I don't put anything past Frankie. But Overeem, bro, this guy's done. This guy, come on, bro. This guy shouldn't even be fighting anymore.
See,
but he's still a draw. He's not a pay-per-view draw anymore. But I think because of the ESPN contract, they still got him around. But other than that, man, I would be surprised if he won this fight, really.
If I'm not mistaken, he's on a 3-fight win streak, though. So I agree with you. Like when he,
but the heavyweight division ain't even that stacked right now, though.
Yeah, it seems like it happens the same way for him, and it seems like it almost always has in his career, where he works his way up to the top of the division, gets that real key marquee matchup, main event, and then doesn't end up with the W at the end of the night. Ends up in second place.
I really like him, but the guy been knocked out so many times, man. But he's on a 3-fight win streak. But now I think the competition, the Russian is a little. That guy's hungry. But I'm putting for Alistair because I really like the guy. I really do. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of his, man. But when guys get knocked out like that, man, it's hard to watch.
Dude, I was there the night he got destroyed by Ngannou. That was here in Detroit. That was, oh my God. Bro, we met them the night before, and Ngannou's fist was bigger than my damn head. And then we watched the fight, and I'm like, damn, he just fucking killed that guy.
Oh, my.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a big fucking dude to be hitting you. Like, I know it sounds simplistic, but when you see a guy that close to you, and then you watch that same dude just murder a guy like that, you're just like, damn, that sucks.
But, they're grooming one of these guys. I don't know who it could be. Could be Overeem.
Yeah.
They grooming one of these heavyweights to fight John Jones. I just don't know which one it is yet.
It's Ngannou, man. It's gotta be, man.
I don't know, man, because I honestly think they want to put him in there with a heavyweight. They're not going to put him in there with a killer his first fight.
Do you think he'll try to go fight at light heavyweight again?
No, man. He relinquished the title, remember?
Right, I know, but as soon as they said they were going to do that title fight between Izzy and Blachowicz, Jones immediately was like, oh, I might have to go do my thing at heavyweight and then come back down and reclaim my belt. I'm like, man, you got pretty big to be talking about going back to 205.
Yeah.
The thing is this, though. It's nothing at 205 anymore. When you clean the division up, even in boxing, that is what I held against Floyd Mayweather. You fought at 54. You look at Sugar Ray Leonard. You look at Tommy Hearns. You look at Roberto Duran. You look at Sugar Ray Robinson. All the great welterweights ended up at middleweight.
Yep.
Because it's like, I'm better than these guys. Let me go test myself with a bigger man. That's one thing I hold against Floyd Mayweather. You never did.
I can't argue that. And I'm a huge Floyd fan. Like, Stevie, we didn't get to talk about this much, but that's part of where the fighting end of our show comes from. I've been boxing since I was 13. And when I was coming up, it was right in the middle of Floyd's run. Like, I remember sitting watching with my coach when he fought Ricky Hatton.
Right.
And that was the one blemish on Floyd's run. And this is somebody who self-admittedly, I was a huge Floyd Mayweather fan. But my one gripe I always had with Floyd was it always seemed like when it came to taking that next step up fight, whether it was like Pacquiao or when they wanted him to go up to fight Canelo, at first he was a little hesitant with that one. It seemed like every time he got to the next bigger guy that might have had him by a little bit, those were the fights where you saw him a little bit more hesitant to get in there. But then again, we're talking about a guy who's, 50-0, dude. What are you going to say?
Check this out. The New England Patriots was 16-0 until they ran into somebody that wasn't afraid of their game. The New York.
Very good point.
So it ain't styles make fights. It's not so much as your record. It's your competition.
Yep.
It's your competition. Now, if the Patriots had been in the division, like the division the Giants was in, you think they would have been 16-0?
Oh no.
You see the difference?
Especially not that year either.
Your competition. The Giants in the division with the Dallas Cowboys, the Redskins, the New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, Redskins, and the Eagles. Do you know, brother, that is bread and butter. And you got it. Whoever comes out of that division is a hell of a team back in those days.
Yep.
Can't argue that at all.
So when you had to play the Miami Dolphins, okay, the New York Jets, and the Buffalo Bills that got each team got a different coach and a different quarterback every year.
What are you saying about my boys in Buffalo, man?
Just telling it like it is, dog.
No, I completely agree with you, man. I completely agree with you. That's facts. The only reason Buffalo has a surge lately in fanhood, but I completely agree with you.
I'm talking about back in the mid to late 2000s and the early 2011, sir. Totally different, bro.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. When you look at Mayweather's record, who can't have 50-0, but once you became a top fighter and a top draw in the business, nothing but flat-footed Hispanic fighters.
I can't even argue that. That's been my one bitch when it comes to boxing for years, man, is that you always see these guys where I wouldn't say Floyd was padded up to 20-0 because he fought some killers like Angel Man Freddy and a few other people on the way up, and Chico Corrales, but
all of that stuff was at lower weights.
Yeah.
That was 147. We all know Angel Man Freddy was a good fighter. He wasn't a great fighter. Another thing about Floyd Mayweather, after he beat a 33, 34-year-old cocaine snorting, walking around with pantyhose on, Oscar De La Hoya, which was a split decision, which means a lot of people thought Oscar won that fight. But this is the thing. Why didn't you fight him again?
That's a good point.
He did that with everybody in his career. He got that one, he got it over him, whether it was at an advantage position or, that's the argument consistently with the Canelo fight is, he got him when he was young. Why not rematch him? Why not he got it.
Why did you fight Marcos Maidana twice?
I can't argue that at all because
it's a different level of competition. One is more of a paycheck, and one of them is a real test.
Now you seeing what I'm saying? And why did you fight Canelo after he was it Canelo? Yeah, after Canelo, he fought Canelo after Canelo fought what was his name? The one that beat Miguel Cotto. My boy Charlo just beat him a couple of years ago. The same guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I know who you're talking about. I'm just trying to.
Damn, I can't think of the guy's name. But in that fight, what did you see? Canelo don't know how to deal with a jab. Even though Canelo won that fight, and it was right here in San Antonio, Texas. If it wasn't for the knockdown, Canelo lost that fight. But they was gonna give it to him anyway. But the guy jabbed him to death. Then right after that, that's when Floyd wanted to fight him. This is my third thing on Floyd Mayweather. You stepped away from the African-American fighter. You never fought the African-American fighter. So with all that being said, I would never put you in the level of any of the greatest because you never fought the African-American fighter once you became the man, other than a 40-year-old Shane Mosley and a knocked down, drugged out, beat up Andre Berto.
I can't argue with that.
You can't. He brings up all valid points too, because when you talk about the Berto fight, he certainly didn't fight Berto when Berto was at killer status.
He was never nothing, bro.
Now,
I liked Berto when he first came out, but
against nothing competition. As soon as they put him in there with real fighters, he got his ass knocked out every week. He's an offensive fighter, no defense, no footwork. He's a good athlete.
that is one thing that is definitely true with Berto. His footwork was never that guy's strong suit at all. He'd get in close, and if he got tangled up, he was in trouble.